you ever met someone that seems to only care about themselves? Have you ever felt confused and lost by the way someone treats you? If you are someone who has ever met a narcissist, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And there are 10 characteristics that you're going to want to be looking out for to avoid these people, because the effects of narcissistic abuse are not only emotional, but physical. And that's because the way that your body responds to abuse that a narcissist dishes out begins to break down things in your body, even your thyroid. You might develop things like fibromyalgia or constant chronic pain that you have no idea where and what it came from. This is why I always say that emotional abuse is physical abuse. Things like chronic fatigue, things like having adrenal fatigue, adrenal shutdown, all of these things are your body's way of screaming, I am suffering from narcissistic abuse. So there's 10 things that I want you to look out for that all narcissists have in common that you're gonna want to avoid so that you can stay far away from these people when you come into contact with them. Number one is grandiosity. These people believe that they are gods. They have an entitlement that they deserve things better than everybody else. They tend to over-exaggerate their own talents. They expect more from people. They will boast of their achievements, and they will make it like they are bigger and better than everybody else in the room. Number two, a constant need for admiration. Narcissists always need to be having excessive praise, admiration, and validation from other people to boost their self-esteem. At the root of narcissism is shame. And so they're constantly needing affirmations of people telling them that they're okay. Number three, lack of empathy. Narcissists have no empathy. It's not even within their wheelhouse to offer it. The covert narcissist will play the game of pretending to have empathy for others, but it's only if they get something in return for showing and having that actor or actress ability to show empathy. The reason why is it's difficult for them to care about anyone outside of their own feelings, because their feelings, their needs are always more important than anyone else. They will disregard or minimize anyone else's feelings. Number four, manipulation. If you know a narcissist, you've been manipulated. They use this for their personal gain. They like to exploit other relationships. There is a term called triangulation, where the narcissist will pit you and someone else against each other so that you look like the villain, the other person looks like the victim, and they are only left to be the hero. This is the most frustrating thing when it comes to narcissistic abuse, especially with a covert narcissist who looks amazing, like Mother Teresa on the outside. You'll see this within family units where if there's a narcissistic parent, they'll pit the children against each other. They might even pit the spouse against the child. They may do this with extended family. You'll see this in work environments where someone is superior to someone else. And if the narcissist is superior, then they will pit other people in the office or the organization against each other so that they can be the one that are the all best hero, problem solver. Come to me, I'll fix everything for you. This fills the void within themselves. They do this so that they can display charm and charisma to manipulate situations that are always going to go in their favor. Number five, sense of entitlement. This is because they believe that they inherently deserve special treatment. They deserve extra privileges that other people don't deserve. They believe that they deserve attention without regard to anyone else's feelings or rights. Number six, jealousy and envy. This one is something that is so deeply rooted in the narcissist. They feel threatened by other people's success or happiness. You see this a lot with narcissistic parents, where if their children start to become better at things in life than they were, Only will the narcissist be okay with this if they can elevate the child and it's seen as if the parent did that for them. You see this a lot in work environments as well, where if you have someone that's above someone else, what they will do is, as long as the narcissist is able to show that this person below them is only succeeding and thriving because of them, then the narcissist will allow this person to look better than them. But at any point, if this person tends to pull ahead and appear that they are actually better on their own, then the narcissist cannot have it. That jealousy and envy is going to threaten them too much. And then they're not going to be able to have happiness, so they're going to be more and more competitive. You'll see a narcissist compete with someone that's younger than them or less accoladed with them, lower in the business with them in these types of situations, and they have resentment toward them, but they won't show it on the outside. So what they'll do is they'll attempt to undermine that person, that child, that coworker, so that they don't have to feel that jealousy and that envy anymore. Number 7, exploitation. This is where they take advantage of others to serve their own needs. Whether it's in a relationship or work or other areas of their life, they're gonna do whatever they can to take advantage of a situation. You might see this in the work environment where maybe they have a pact with you as a coworker and they say, we're working on this project together. Everything that we do together is us as a team. And then behind your back, they're going to the boss. They're going to the person that would be impressed by this. And they're saying things to them like, I let this person come in and help me. I'm mentoring them, or I did this without them. Or if there's some sort of maybe a position, a job, a speaking event that you're both going to, they'll tell you behind the scenes that you're in this together and you're not doing it without each other. And then they're going behind you to exploit other relationships to put them above you higher. You'll see this also in families and in extended families and friendships. Number 8, lack of accountability. If there was one that had the narcissist picture next to it, I would say this would be one of the ones highest on the list. This is because the narcissist will never own up for what they've done. You will rarely hear them apologize. This is because of their lack of accountability. They will avoid responsibility for their actions at all costs. If you've been in a relationship with a narcissist, I want to ask you right now, have you ever heard them say, I'm sorry? And if they had, was it only because there was something in it for them to manipulate you by giving the apology? You will see them apologize sometimes, but not from the heart. They'll say sorry and they'll say something like, I'm sorry, but I only acted this way because you are so difficult to be around, because you made it so hard for me. They will also say things like, I'm sorry, but then they will put you down just like I was showing you before, or they will say I'm sorry if they can do it in front of a group where it elevates them. This is because they have to blame others or any sort of external thing outside of them for their mistakes. They're always going to refuse to acknowledge their faults or shortcomings. There's no way that they can take accountability, so you're never going to see them do that. Number 9, arrogance. Ego is their best friend and it's your enemy. But the narcissist has a big ego, and that's the thing that you're oftentimes either going to notice right out the gate, or it's going to be something that they play off as that they are so humble, especially the covert narcissist. The covert narcissist loves to appear humble and loving and like they're here to serve others, but their ego, their arrogance is often the biggest part of their personality. And this is because they love to display an attitude of superiority. They will come off as very condescending. They will oftentimes be condescending to others. Maybe you go out to dinner and they are exceptionally rude to the waiter or waitress, putting them down in front of the group, making condescending remarks to people. They do this to try to control others and to make sure that they hold the superior position in any group setting. They will oftentimes show their disdain for others, and they will usually do this to mask their own insecurities or feelings of inadequacy. Number 10, difficulty with criticism. The narcissist cannot take criticism. They think, remember, that they are gods. They think that they are the best. And so they're going to react really defensively or aggressively to any form of criticism or feedback. They perceive it as a personal attack on their self-worth, which is already so low. If you are someone who are recognizing these qualities or traits in the person that you are with, maybe it's a romantic relationship, a friendship, a family member, a coworker, one of your children, it can be so scary. I was just like you. The very first time that I realized that I was in a relationship with a narcissist, it was soul crushing because I loved this person and I didn't want it to be true. In fact, I went out of my way to try to behave better, making pacts with myself, saying things like, okay, we need to be better. If we could just be less difficult to be with, if we could just agree with everything that they say and do, then they will be loved out of this. But unfortunately, that's just not true. You cannot love a narcissist out of these qualities and characteristics. In fact, it will only get worse as time goes on. So I just want to give you the strength and courage today that if you're having awareness for the first time and you're sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, maybe I'm with a narcissist, I just want to give you this big virtual hug through the screen right now and let you know that you're not alone. And we are here for you here in Trauma into Triumph to help support you in whatever part of this journey you're on. It's going to be okay. Knowledge is going to set you free and you don't have to do anything about it right now if you don't want to. Educate yourself, hold space for you. And if you're listening to this list and you're thinking, oh my gosh, this actually, like I have some of these qualities, that's also really normal and it doesn't make you the narcissist. The narcissist would never in a million years be watching a video like this because they would never think that they could be part of the problem. So I'm gonna go into more detail on this. So make sure to hit the subscribe button and join because I'm gonna make sure to explain a little bit more on if you're questioning if you could be the narcissist next. All right, everybody, have an amazing day. Sending you a big hug straight from me to you.